is an amateur game. I mean, the professional side of it, there are idols and heroes and fun to watch them play. But I mean, if it wasn't for amateur golf, there would be no golf.
On a nice day, it's very scoreable, and you go play it on a 15, 20 mile an hour day, and you're hanging on to your pants. And I think I love that about that style of golf, link style of golf.
You have to remember, when you play a golf course and you're out there for 4 hours or whatever, you're only hitting a ball for 15 minutes of that. So there's a lot of time to look around.
Welcome to another episode of the Top 100 Clubhouse podcast. We are here at the dunes at Cruden Bay. I know everyone's jealous. We're looking out onto the mighty, beautiful Cruden Bay golf course, and it's such a nice day. But because of that, we're facing into the house. The camera doesn't react well to the sun, so.
Yeah, if you want sunshine, you got to come to Scotland in the spring. It seems like the last week has been absolutely glorious. It's Costa del Cruden up here.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? Yeah. And we're at Rue McDonald's amazing dunes, which he was very kind to let us even in the door. I know a lot of places don't let Jasper in the door.
Oh yeah, exactly. Word has not got this far north yet. But, second time I've been. I was here with my missus a couple of years ago. When Rue just first took it over, and then a second one. So still in fine shape. It's got everything. The worst bit when you come to a holiday let is you get into somewhere like the kitchen and you can't find, if you cook yourselves, maybe everything you need. But I mean, it's fully stocked kitchen. It honestly feels like going into someone's home, posh home, and you're just a guest.
Well, the classic thing is, fridge is too small. There's no ice. The fridge has got an ice machine. The fridge is massive. There's what about coffee? We've got just a little cafetiere. It's a proper coffee machine.
Yep, two ovens.
Two ovens. It's just fully stocked, and it's meticulously maintained. And yeah, couldn't recommend it anymore. So should we get on to the subject at hand, which is Wales?
So yeah, Wales. Interesting one. So I think Wales oftentimes gets overlooked. Definitely living in the shadow of England, Scotland, and Ireland. But obviously you've got Royal Porthcawl. That is still world ranked, of course, and going nowhere, and also highly ranked in GB&I. So that's kind of the headliner. But below that, kind of the next 10 are all, I guess, well-known names for traveling golfers. So Penard, Harlech, or Royal St. David's, Abu Dhabi, Conway, Southern Down, Tenby, Ashburnham. And I think what we've seen again reflected in what happened in Ireland was big resort courses. In this case, Celtic Manor slips a little bit down, but that also makes way for some more rugged courses to move up. And I think that's what I'm excited about with Wales, is that as our ranking guidance starts to take hold, we see courses starting to rise that perhaps have been held back because of things that we now don't think are as important, like course conditioning.
Well, that's it, and particularly in places like Wales where they haven't had the tourist money that somewhere like Scotland or Ireland gets. The course conditioning is never going to be the same as a Muirfields. It's not going to reach the heady heights of these places, but there is fantastic golf to go and see.
Absolutely. So again, there's not as wild of swings with this ranking release, but the good thing that we've done with Wales that I think was a little bit overdue is that we've now got sub-regions. So we've got Wales as a whole, and then the counties on the website, but then we've also got north, south, mid, and west. So we've got 4 different regions that have rankings as derivatives of the overall top 50 Welsh ranking. So yeah, quite excited about this one. And having put it together and having discussed a lot of courses and Googling a lot of courses that I've never heard of before, Wales is definitely somewhere that I'm going to spend a little bit more time, hopefully in the next year or two.
I played with David Schooler, who's part of the Welsh panel, up here at Royal Aberdeen. Was it last week? He was up for the Scotland Wales match, and he was waxing lyrically about a lot of the lower stuff that people haven't been able to see or haven't gone to. So having people like him who are feet on the ground, running around Wales, really helps.
Absolutely. And there's some really cool stuff. I think one of the big ones that I was excited to see really take a move up, and I think this is indicative and reflective of the change at top 100 golf courses with new panelists and new guidance, is that we see courses like Welsh Pool. It's rough, it's ready, it's not massive budget. It's a unique style of golf, but those golf courses actually do very well and make some big jumps, even over what would have been the type of golf courses that you would have seen advertised in like mainstream print publications.
What kind of golf course is Welsh Pool?
So I think you'd probably describe it as a common land. I don't know actually if it is common land, but it's the type of golf course where it's rough and ready. If you think about down in that region, you have your Cleve Hills, your Painswicks, your Minchinhamptons, your Welsh Pools, and they're all kind of cut from that same cloth. There is literally no Kington's another one that's really, really good, although it's just on the other side of the border. But these are courses where they're usually at higher elevation. The turf is really fine. It's fast. The ground is firm. And whilst not always, a lot of the courses that you find in that interior of Wales or that side of England, they're basically the land sits tilted. So you have to take these massive contours into account. So it's like playing links golf in the sense of you have to look at ground contours to see how you want to feed your ball in, but it's just on a macro scale. So if you've ever been to Cleve Hill, you'll know what I mean. Or if you've seen some of these other really, really interesting extreme topography, and you've got this golf course kind of draped out over it with some really interesting routing, and usually quite, what you would say, rudimentary features. So, if you could build it with a plow, a few horses, some men, and shovels and picks, that's the type of shaping that you're going to see. So it's a completely different style of golf, but it's brilliant to play. And if you can't make it to the coast, inland common land golf in Wales and England, by extension, are really good options year-round.
They're also great value.
Yeah. I mean, we did that one. It was the Gloucester Travel Guide. And if you timed it right, you could play Minchinhampton Old, Cleve Hill, and Painswick for less than £60.
I have a friend of mine who turned up at Painswick and is a big lover of Painswick now, but when he first turned up, he arrived in the practice putting green. There's a bunker there, so he splashed a couple out, and then there wasn't one on the golf course, which is such a ridiculous... Yeah. It's amazing. It seems to be these areas that kind of border Wales and a lot in Wales, that kind of Gloucester area, and then the internal, I think you called it mid area of Wales.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hugely underrated golf courses that there's a huge amount of ground movement, a lot of interesting routings that have asked a lot of questions and been very demanding for someone who has laid them out. But if you go to the right ones, you find these incredible golf courses that are very underrated and good value.
Absolutely. I think those are the things that we're starting to champion, and there'll be more continuing to rise through the ranks as we find them. I know we've just had some panelists out to, I think it was, another course in Wales anyways, but we've got drone footage and a report and photos back, and it looks amazing. And it's one that doesn't even feature in our rankings, and you keep on stumbling across these, it's a horrible expression, the hidden gems, but there is a lot more to find and see in Wales. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's you mentioned already, we've got David Schooler, who's going to help us out. But we've also got a few other guys that are going to be putting in the hard yards and getting to some of these courses. So
I wouldn't say it's too hard.
not too hard. No. It's a decent gig. So yeah, we're looking forward to Wales. Let us know if there's anything that stands out, or perhaps if you have any golf courses that you think we need to see. Make sure you let us know, and we'll make sure that we get there through this playing season.
Yeah, 100%. And if you feel like you can add to our panels in any form, in any region, then just give us a shout. There's I know people that know every single golf course in the north of Scotland, and when it comes to doing a little bit about north of Scotland, they come and add great value.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's really good. Get in touch if you can. You can. There's a form on the website. There's also information about how you can become a panelist. So if you've got deep knowledge of a local area, or you've played a lot of those golf courses, and you think your opinion is worth hearing, we would like to hear from you. So yeah, great shout out.
Just back on the Welsh stuff, right? These golf courses that the Painswicks, the Minchinhamptons, the Cleefills, would that be the hardest areas to be a golf course architect?
Yeah, it's a good. I think that's true. So I mean, we're talking about Wales, but that bit of England, it's an amazing little pocket of golf, and I think the individual that you've seen really come through and shine is James Braid. So all of these courses that you find, the vast majority of them that are routed on this really extreme topography, there's probably a lot of golf course architects that wouldn't have been willing to go. I think probably similar to now, there wasn't large budgets. So some people like, Harry Colt or Tom Simpson, especially someone like Tom Simpson, probably wouldn't have been interested in going.
It wouldn't buy him a new cravat.
Exactly. But I think this is a point that Simon Barrington's made numerous times, is that James Braid seemed to have an affinity with growing the game before there was a such thing as growing the game. He wanted to almost bring like this Scottish ideal of democratized golf for the masses, to the masses, from Scotland into England, and in this case, Wales. So yeah, you do see a lot of his work in these types of places. And if anyone ever discounts or discredits James Braid's ability as a golf course architect, it's worth going to see some of these places, and it'll probably change your mind fairly quickly. Another shout out too that I thought was really good is Bull Bay. So again, it's a pretty rugged links. It's a Herbert Fowler Tom Simpson in the northwest of Wales. But if you are traveling on the ferry from Anglesey to Ireland, Bull Bay is like basically on the route there. So with a little detour, you can pick up a really decent little play at Bull Bay, and it's a very nice surprise. So built at, I believe, the same time for the same client that he did Beau Desert, I believe. So in any event, it's Tom Simpson, Herbert Fowler, and just one of those good little golf courses that you find in an abundance in Wales that probably most people would have never heard of or gone to see.
Well, that's it. There's so much good golf in Wales that just people never even... So even up at that Anglesey area, go play Bull Bay, Neffenen District, where you'll probably see... worth a Google. Neffenen District's well worth a Google. I don't even need to describe it.
Yeah, it's an incredible one. I think they have 3 9s there. Obviously, if you go all that way, there's 1 9 in particular that you want to play. So make sure that it's not in play all the time. I think they do some sort of a rotation, and maybe it's a seasonal thing or affected by it. But yeah, make sure if you go that you get to play the 9 in question.
It makes Old Head look like there's plenty of room.
Yeah,
it's wild. But well, thank you very much, Jasper. I think.
Yeah, we've done well there.
I think we've done well with Wales, and hopefully one day we'll get a wee tour down to the kind of all the different styles in Wales.
I think it'd be really good, yeah. I mean, you think about the contrast of like just elegant links at Porthcawl, wild links at Penard, and again, cliff top kind of links in the sky, as they call it. And then you get all the way down to courses like Lundrindod Wells. I probably said that wrong. Welsh Pool. But yeah, lots of different styles of golf that are very, very good and worth seeing in Wales.
To be fair, the reading Welsh is very difficult, so you did a good job.
Let's call it Wells.
Wells.
Yeah, leave out Drindod. Anyways, we're gonna hear it now. That's what is it? Rage bait, I think they call that on social media. Try and get clicks, but there we go. There's another one here. I don't even. It does have 2 vowels in it, but the rest of them are consonants. So I'm not even gonna try that one.
The way you're looking at it, it's got lots of consonants too.
Yeah, and there must be different. I'm not even going to try. But anyways, you'll know it when you see it. So.
Well, thank you very much to everyone who has listened. A wee short thing about Wales. There might be an addendum on the end of this to give you something else to listen to. But everyone I've talked to has done... I've done a Welsh trip where I've done Harlech and Aberdyfi. Fantastic place, Aberdyfi. And a few more, but I've never heard a negative. Everyone's just come away and gone, how is that so cheap and so good?
Yep.
Like pound for pound, probably the best region to go play golf in right now.
I think so, yeah, especially in the UK. And if you're thinking about high season golf where you're not going to have to compete with a lot of American money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, especially Scotland, Ireland.
A lot of areas of England. It's so expensive now to play golf.
Yeah, and Wales is that last little undiscovered bit. So
the last bastion of James Braid.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much to everyone who listened, and we'll catch you next week.